Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So just starting off on the weekly chart, and as I said earlier in the week, this pin bar from last week is telling. It indicates that there are buyers stepping in, and we need to be very cautious of any shorts. And you can see so far we are forming another pin bar at the moment, and I think at this stage we have a few key levels which are very close together, which we need to get through, which is the top of this fractal and the top of this fractal here. So that's the zone, and you can see we're trading in that zone at the moment. So that is the level we need to break through and get a weekly close above it. Now, we had a weekly close last week above it, and then we gapped below. So another weekly close above it, and I think that's going to just indicate that we should still be looking for the longs. But as I've been saying, I'm very cautious of shorting the US markets. Okay, so just looking at what we have here on the daily, just going to tidy this up a bit. There is my two inside tails, and you can see we are flirting with that level at the moment, but we have closed above it a couple of days. Okay, and I'm just going to bring this down to the Brooks gap here. There's our Brooks gap. And we can add another one in for that swing low there. Okay, and you can see the Brooks gap here is fairly close to another level. Okay, but anyway, those are my three zones. Pretty similar to what I drew in yesterday. You can see the bounce off the 200 EMA as well on the daily. Okay, so nice strong rally, bit of a pullback to come and test the 200 moving average, and now another strong rally yesterday. I suppose the real problem here is 570 point moves in a single day. And I think yesterday it was done pretty much in a 5-minute candle almost. Okay, so just looking at our oscillators at the moment, it is indicating we are at a level, which we are fairly close to a level. Just want to make sure we're not missing something. We are missing a few things. Whoops, not that. Let me just draw them in quick. You can see what I'm doing, guys. I'm just taking the inside tail, which is the fractal. And for those of you new to the channel, inside tail basically means prices move past that fractal level and we come back to test it. Okay, so that's pretty much our zone at this stage. This is indicating that we need to be looking out for a short of some sort. Okay, you can see we have got a close below the 20 here, the negative 20 on the one side, and then we're grouping quite nicely here with our stochastics. So yeah, I think this level here is probably the one that we need to be paying attention to right now. Okay, now that brings it into a little bit more perspective. So you can see how we are flirting with 200 EMA and just bouncing around here, going nowhere. So if we just delete some of these levels, and then I'm going to fine tune some of the others. So there is my stop level right now. So 26230, 26225 rather. Let's get below this swing low. 26225. That is the stop level for longs. But with this indecision here, I think I'll be a little bit cautious. Wait for oscillators to drift lower, because we're probably going to just carry on in this fashion, or we're going to create a much bigger range. In other words, we're going to roll over, come back and test a deeper level. A deep level to test will more than likely be 26095. Okay, so this green bar here was really just news. If you look at the 5-minute, you'll understand what I'm talking about here. There it is there. Just news that came out. Trump saying that he's holding off on the tariffs against China, and Apple also had a pretty good day, but that's pretty much all it was. So there's no structure to it. There's no long-term structure to it. It's quick knee-jerk reaction, and then immediately we get climb, and then the buyers dry up, and we just sit and wait. Okay, so I think for me today, looking at the half hour, we've got a crossover. We've also had a little bit of a trend break at the moment. So yeah, I'd just be cautious. I'd be looking for a little bit of a deeper pullback before looking to get long. And the levels that we've got in are pretty much 26229 and 26095. There is another one in between that, which is right over there. Yeah, and that is 26191. And let's just put this there. Okay, no. There is a half hour, the 200-day moving average, but I think I'll stay away from that. So I'm still looking for longs, but probably not at this area. I'm reluctant to be short, so wait for one or two things. So wait for the sideways motion to continue, and it's looking on the half hour, starting to come to an area where it's tired. We'll be able to look for longs. Alternatively, I'm looking for a deeper pullback. So the point right now is just wait and see what transpires through the European session, and then you should find an opportunity to get in long on this. On the short side, there is a possibility that we move back down. I mean, we could have a pretty deep pullback if you think about it. So we can still get a pretty deep pullback all the way down. Makes the most sense to come back down to this area here of 26100. And looking at the 3 hour, you can see lots of signals here saying that we're going to roll. Okay, so just be cautious. I'm still very reluctant to be short here, and primarily because trend is still up. Although the pullbacks have been deep, the trend is up, and these weekly pin bars are showing that there are buyers here. Okay, so I'm looking for opportunities to scale in more than anything else right now. And the last thing to watch out for is these two levels to the upside, 26427 and 26464. Those are the areas we need to break through to the upside. Okay, so for now, treat this as a range, but it is a really tight range. So wait for a fractal break on the hour chart and with an hour close above or below these fractal levels before committing to your trade. Okay, so until then, it's sit on hands and wait for this to transpire. It seems to be the theme of this week. Not really much else happening. Okay, there we go. That's it for me today. Looking for the longs, just not from this area, waiting for a deeper pullback, and then we'll be getting in on that. Okay, anyway, hope it helps, and I will catch you guys later. Cheers for now.